This episode has broke my brain in half. Like I feel like gone when somebody tells me a math problem and my ears are just smoking. Do you know what I mean? Like I just watched the latest episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, the Culling game. I'm going to be reviewing every single episode, so make sure to follow if you're interested. But this episode had a lot. It was essentially a gigantic info dump about what exactly the Culling game is. Kenjaku, who previously known as Ghetto, the being that's taken over Ghetto's body, what his plan is, and his plan is to assimilate everybody with Tengen in order to basically force evolution is his plan, because we know what Kenjaku wants. He wants chaos. That's his whole plan. He just wants absolute chaos to unfold. Since Tengen never actually assimilated with the Star Plasma vessel 12 years ago, because we know Toji killed her, now he's evolved to the point where anybody can assimilate with him, and doing that will cause absolute mayhem basically around the world. We also learned that there is a way to free Gojo, and that is through a person called Angel, who has the ability to destroy any curse technique, including the prison. So if they manage to find them and get them on their side, there's a chance they can free Gojo and potentially put a stop to Kenjaku, because as Tengen said, somebody with the six eyes throughout all of history has always stopped Kenjaku. Only one person with the six eyes can exist at a time, and as we know right now, that is Gojo. And throughout all of history, somebody with the six eyes has been the one to stop Kenjaku. And right now could potentially be no different. I don't know if that will break history or whatever, but I mean, Tengen said about the fact that Toji, when he killed the Plasma Star vessel and also killed Gojo, that completely broke fate, pretty much. That changed the course of history, potentially. And now that Kenjaku has learned from his mistakes, all of his experiences with the Six Eyes, that's where the plan sort of developed to imprison Gojo, to get rid of that potential fate happening once again. But pretty much Kenjaku's plan is to take over the world, cause absolute chaos using Tengen as a vessel. And that's pretty much the long and short of it, really. But the actual Culling games itself and the premise behind it, the idea that all of these new curse users are going to rise up now and they're all going to be fighting each other and things like that, I think is super exciting. There is a hell of a lot of moving pieces at the moment, some of which I don't even quite understand at the moment. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to rewatch this episode again to understand all the rules of the Culling game. But like I said, the premise itself is really, really exciting. I mean, one of the rules literally demands forced action. So if you don't do anything, if you try and hide, you're pretty much dead. So you have to participate in this Culling Games thing, no matter who you are. If you have powers, you have to participate, you have to risk your life, and you have to go around killing people, because that's the rules, that's the game. You've got to go and get as many points as possible, and the way you do that is by killing other players. And like I said, there are other rules as well, but that's the premise of it. It's just a giant death match. But overall, I'm just really excited for what's to come. Now all of the rules are out the way, let the Culling Games begin. Let's do it.